Hello and welcome to Showcase. I'm Nafisa Abdul Al. On today's episode of the program, we meet with a cake artist who takes us through the process of baking, making, and decorating scrumptious cakes.
My name is Aisha Adaku Achono Zakari. I am a cake artist and a pastry chef. The whole idea started when I was in my final year in the university because I have seen and heard of a lot of people out of school without jobs. So I wasn't willing to wait until I landed in the labor market without getting a job before starting something. So in my final year in school, I started to learn how to bake professionally, getting myself ready for not getting a job after school. So that's how the whole thing started. The journey has been interesting. I've met a lot of people along the line, have various experiences that only this job could bring. It's been fun, it's been adventurous, it's been interesting. There's been days I've cried, there's been days I have been overwhelmed with joy. It's just a wholesome experience. From that point where I started learning, I've met quite a number of people, different personalities. It has been an avenue for me to learn how to deal with people, deal with their emotions, you understand? I have, beyond the art of cakes, I've also learned how to handle human beings, learning psychology. Because every time I work with people, clients, staff, and all. So it's been a wonderful experience. It's been adventurous. It's been a journey of learning. And I've had days of crying. I've had days of being overwhelmed with joy. It's a wholesome experience. Because I have had experiences with very beautiful looking cakes that didn't taste fantastic, the first 4 years of my journey, I focused on learning the inside. I didn't just go into decorating cakes. For the first 4 years, I hardly decorated cakes myself. I focused on the art of developing my recipes, trying different recipes, taking various classes. Like a lot of my friends and family didn't understand why I was always going from one class to another. I focused on the cake itself, not just the decor. Because I don't want to put out something that looks fabulous and doesn't taste so nice. What I want is when you see my cakes, you're excited. And when you eat it, you're even more excited. So that was my own style of growing. The most important thing for me is my ingredients. Aside having a good recipe, if you don't have fresh, high quality ingredients, you'd still not achieve that awesome taste you're looking for. It's very important for you to have fresh ingredients. And that also helps you to avoid the use of preservatives. I can keep a cake on shelf 2 weeks, nothing goes wrong with it. For some cakes, yes. And I don't even use preservatives because I use fresh, like for my eggs, it has to be fresh. My milk, I make sure whatever I'm getting has a very long shelf life. It's very, very important. And the type of, like, there's milk, there's oil, there's different kinds of it. But I always source for the best that I can get to make sure my taste is what I really want. And then trying to use the same, sticking to a brand that is good makes it easy for me to be consistent also. I'm not using this brand of butter today, another brand of butter tomorrow. I try to stay consistent. Yeah. Yeah, the cake industry in Nigeria almost didn't exist before. A number of bakers, our mentors in the industry, they put in the sweat and blood for we that are coming up now to have that avenue to showcase what we do. So right now, people have cakes for every event. Even funerals now, some people have cakes for them, yeah. So it's a good thing that people are beginning to understand that it goes beyond just slapping on your fondant or buttercream. You can do anything out of cake. If you want a cake that looks exactly like you, yes, you can get that. You understand? So the diversity now makes it even more interesting. Before, it used to be just you learn how to make cake. Right now, you learn how to do buttercream, whipped cream. You learn how to make flowers. You learn how to sculpt. You know, it's diverse now. You have wafer paper art. It's more interesting now that there's a whole lot that's involved in it. The business is very special to me. I call it my baby, actually, because doing this business doesn't only help me to grow. I went from being a home baker to setting up my space and moving out of my kitchen. And I have taught people, I'm still teaching people, I've employed staff. That way, it's not just about me. I'm not just growing alone. There's a number of people out there also that through what I do, it's an avenue for them to also discover whatever skills they have in them. So it's not just about me. It's giving room for many other people also. I usually get, like I have people that sell certain things. Some I have to get from the UK, some from America. Those ones are usually more stressful for me because paying the custom duty and everything. But I still keep looking for people that have them here, people that import them. You know, people that sell them, they know how they go about it. It's a lot easier for them, and because they bring in bulk. So I just try to, I also ask colleagues, do you know where I can get this? Or where do you get that? And sometimes, oh, you have to buy a full pack of it and I don't need that much. A colleague needs, oh, let's come together and then buy the full pack and split it. It's not easy, but it's what we have to do to keep our clients happy. We have amazing made in Nigeria items. Chocolate, for instance. I don't feel the need to buy imported chocolate anymore. I found a brand in Nigeria, a Nigerian made chocolate that it works really good. I've used it in my cakes, I've used it in desserts. It's just the name that is different. Do you understand? Like what I get from the foreign brands, I also get the same results with the Nigerian made brand, and it's amazing. And some of them are even better because they're made here for our climate. When you buy imported materials, you have to find your way around it for some. But those that are made here are made to suit our weather, and it works, it's easier to deal with.
This is still the program Showcase. Let's go on a short break and we'll be right back. Do stay with us. Hello and welcome to Showcase. On Showcase, we are going to be delving into the lives of emerging entrepreneurs across the country.
calligraphy is something I do as side, but to me I would even consider it as my main work.
I saw a tire in my area and I was like, hi, I can do something with this tire. And I was like, yes, yes, yes.
From professionals to entrepreneurs to artisans to even social media influencers.
Anybody doing this job at the level that we are doing it probably is self-taught.
I am going to be taking you on a journey to show you the beautiful, the motivational and resilient nature of Nigerian entrepreneurs who continue to thrive irrespective of the challenges they face in the country. Welcome back to the program. If you're just joining us, we're still in the process of learning how to decorate cakes with Aisha Adako Achonu.
The number one thing that is keeping us going with all these challenges is the trust our clients have in us. They know the quality they will get from us, so they are willing, a lot of them are willing to go that extra mile. And then for those that are not willing, at times it takes a lot of convincing. We have to start explaining, oh, you know, the hike in price, flour is now about double the price, sugar is now so expensive. We start to explain and explain and explain. It makes it more difficult for us to meet our targets, but what can we do? We keep pushing. It has affected it greatly. It has. If we're going to break even, let's even start from breaking even before we even talk about making profit. We have to increase our prices. Something we used to buy at 5 naira is now 50 naira. If we used to sell it at 20 naira, we can't. Prices have to increase. The beginning of my journey was some 2-3 years of free cakes. Yes, every opportunity I got. My friend's birthday, I would make a cake. A family member's birthday, I would make a cake. There's this cake design that I've been wanting to try out. Oh, it's my friend's birthday, let me do it. So you understand, it was like about 3 years of free cakes. I had to just keep doing it. Sometimes when people would come, of course they know I'm a startup. So if whatever I'm charging, as long as I'm able to get what I need to make that cake, I'll be very excited to get it. I wasn't about making profits. I was just about getting enough to give you your cake. And my focus is always not on the person buying the cake at the time. It's on who is going to eat it, because that's possibly my next client. So when you come to buy a cake from me, I have secured you as my client. Now I need to do something that will make whoever it is that eats that cake to also come back to me. So that's how I kept crawling through it. Not just cake business, whatever business you are venturing into, to give yourself peace of mind, just tell yourself, for the first 3-4 years, I'll be struggling. You understand? Once you let yourself know that I'm starting and it's going to be a struggle, when those hurdles come, you cross them with ease because you already know that these things are going to come. But when you go into business hoping to get rich real quick, you get heartbroken many times. So the most important thing, just give yourself peace of mind. Be very realistic. Be real with yourself. Know that you are not going to break even in 3 months, 4 months. You might not even break even in 2 years. So don't start business with the mindset of buying a Gucci bag in a year. No. Let yourself know that I'm giving myself time to grow, and the time will come when you start flying private jets. But until then, and another mistake a lot of we young people make is we compare ourselves to those that started way before us. There are big names in the industry. When I see them, I'm like, wow, this person has put in a lot of work over the years. I also need to work hard to get to where they are. I'm not looking at it that, hey, look at this person doing this. I haven't done that. No. Those people started way before me. There are people that have been in this business for 30 years. I've been in it for how long? 9 years. And then I expect to be the same as them. No, it doesn't work that way. You need to understand that everything takes time. Even having babies, when you're pregnant, it takes a couple of months before you bring that baby out. When you bring the baby out, it takes a while before the baby starts to crawl and walk. Everything is a process. So you can't expect to just boom, blow up that way. If you do that, I feel you would crash just like that also. So when you grow through it, it's safer. So there was this client. My daughter called me. I wasn't feeling well. She was like, "Oh, mom, you're not well. Oh, there's no problem. You can't." So person wanted someone to make a cake for her. I said, "Oh, I'm well." And then I just went into her DM. I didn't tell her, "Oh, give us a chance, we can do it." I just went straight into booking her in. I just, "Oh, what kind of cake would you want? What size?" And she just went with it. And then when she asked how much, after telling me what she wanted, I ran to my auntie, who is also a baker. I'm like, so person wants a cake. What am I going to do? This is what I'm thinking of charging her. And she's like, "Go on ahead." I told her how much. I literally sat in front of my phone looking like, what is she going to say? And then she asked for my account details. Like, what? Oh boy, I didn't sleep that day. I was waiting to bake that cake. Like, while I was baking, I sent everyone out of the kitchen. No, don't touch it. Don't do this. Don't do. I ordered eggs. Like, I called from a poultry. I wanted everything fresh. When I delivered the cake, and then she sent me a message asking for pictures that she wanted to post it, I did like 6 backflips in my mind. Like, wow, she enjoyed the cake. She even wants pictures. It was worth it. I'm like, this is it. Finally, this is it. And then hearing my dad, my mom, my aunties, like my family talking about how great my cakes are, I'm like, oh wow, it's beginning to pay off. It wasn't just about the money. That satisfaction. When a client picks up their order and then they call me or send me a message, you say, "Oh wow, thank you, it tastes really nice." There's this joy and it makes me look forward to the next job. Every business is profitable. It depends on how you deal with it. Even Bola business is profitable. The cake business is profitable. If you put out good products, people will come back. You should make your products in such a way that your product sells itself. If you buy a cake from me and you enjoy it, you would come back. You would even refer other people to me. But if you order a cake from me and I give you a bag of rubbish, you would never come back. You go online and talk about how terrible my cake was. Same as if you enjoy it. So make your products in a way that your products sell themselves and you'll make your profit. Every next thing I do is the biggest for me. I can't tag one in particular because every project I work on, once I'm done, I feel this is better than the last time. So everything I work on, every new project becomes my biggest achievement. A wedding cake I delivered at Ondo State. The bride saw her cake and started to cry. I'm done. This is it. That was it for me. When I saw those tears running down her eyes, I'm like, oh wow. I made a bride cry out of joy. No, that's it. That's like the highlight of my career for me. Like I was elated. Most of the time when I feel like so this project is too challenging. If I remember those moments, I just pick myself up and go on. It's really sad when you encounter clients that, would I say, aren't used to good cakes. Nigerian cakes are mostly dense. So I've had clients that complain about their cakes being too soft. Yes, it's a thing, too soft. I'm like, wow. I went all out to make sure you got moist cake. Someone complained, oh, other chocolate cake, it was too soft. I touched it, it was sticking on my finger. I'm like, yes, that's what should happen. Your cake shouldn't fall and you pick it up. It should fall and scatter. But you have clients that are used to those kinds, so I just explain to them, oh, I'm sorry. Some of them eventually understand. Some of them would insult me, call me names, and I've had situations where I gave refunds to clients because I couldn't deal with how they didn't understand that that's actually what it should be. And I try to explain and you still don't understand, and I just politely tell you, oh, I'm really sorry you didn't like it. I'll gladly give you a refund. I'm not yet where I'm going, but I'm not where I used to be. And I'm not even where I thought I would be. I have gone ahead of where I thought I would be right now. So yes, I'm very happy with my growth. And I'm still working towards growing, still taking classes, still learning, still improving, still changing recipes from time to time. Oh, I think I should change this a little. I have learned this, I've learned that. Yeah, so in terms of expansion, in the long run, we have that plan. But for right now, we're still working on growing where we are. I know there are people that have the talent, there are people that have the skill, but they just don't have the space. They don't have the opportunity yet to showcase what they can do. That's why when I got this place, I decided I'm going to offer space sharing. There are home bakers that don't take big cake orders because they don't have the space to do it. While I was working from home, there were a couple of orders I had to turn down because it was too much for me to deal with the space I had. So, being in that situation, I know there's so many others also in that situation. So I'm like, now I have the space, why not? A baker can come here. You can come here, bake, decorate, use our equipment, use our space, pay a token for it and go. You can use our recording space. There are people that have YouTube channels. Bakers do online classes. So you want something really pretty to record your classes, make videos. Why not just come in, pay a token, use whatever you need to use and go. Being an entrepreneur in Nigeria is frustrating. I won't even lie. It is frustrating. So where do we start from? Is it the hike in price of materials? Is it the exchange rate, the duty you have to pay, the dues and everything? Once you put your signage out, they're already chasing you to pay for this, pay for that. You haven't even started to recover from how much you spent setting up your space. Not to talk of starting to make small profits from it. You're constantly paying this, paying that. It's a lot to deal with, and it really discourages a lot of people. I would like for things to be a lot easier. There aren't so many jobs out there. Being an entrepreneur, you haven't only made one less jobless person. You're employing hands also. You're creating job opportunities. So we should be applauded for that rather than being frustrated over doing things like that. So the Nigerian system doesn't, it makes it really difficult. The word of inspiration I would have for them is all is well that ends well. Keep pushing. We should be guided by our goals. If you forget where you're coming from, remember where you're going. If you forget where you're going, remember where you're coming from. Never forget both, because it pushes you to continue. Things are hard, but it's not impossible. And as long as it's not impossible, it means you can do it. It might take it might drain you in some way, emotionally, financially. But when you feel drained, just remember why you're doing what you're doing.
On this note, we have come to the end of this episode on Showcase. As usual, we hope you found it interesting and inspiring. We'll be back next week with another mind-blowing package. I'm Nafisa Abdul Al. Thank you for watching.